It's that time of year. Everybody wants to know who's going to win March Madness, and I'm here to tell you the only teams that can. You can look at all the advanced statistics in the world, the Ken Palm rankings. You got Duke at 1, Florida at 2. Florida with the best offensive rating in the country and top 10 in defense as well. Duke with the third offensive rating, fourth defensive rating gives them the slight edge over Florida. But Florida has 11 quad 1 wins, right? Auburn has the most with 16 quad wins, so that's impressive as well and why they got the overall number 1 seed. Duke plays in the ACC, so we don't really know. Yes, we know they're good, but how are they going to match up against the Florida or an Auburn? Yes, they beat Auburn earlier on in the season, but Florida, how would they match up against them? That remains to be seen. They didn't play much competition. After looking at those Ken Palm rankings, we know that the last 20 champions have ranked top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. So that only leaves Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, Kentucky, Marquette, Alabama, Gonzaga, Florida, Kansas, Purdue, Oregon that can realistically win the national championship if history repeats itself, which it has the last 20 years. If we look at other metrics that qualify, 96% of national champions since 2001 have had a top 21 Ken Palm offense, and 91% of national champions since 2001 have had a top 31 Ken Palm defense. The only teams that qualify for that and can win the national championship are Houston, Tennessee, Duke, Gonzaga, Iowa State, Florida, Auburn, Wisconsin. However, we'll take 3 of those teams out because they weren't in the Week 6 top 12 AP poll, right? Houston, Iowa State, Wisconsin. Knock those out. There's only 5 teams that can win the national championship. Gonzaga, Auburn, Tennessee, Duke, and Florida. If you guys don't follow Ryan Hammer, make sure to. He's obviously great at this, one of the best content creators out there specifically for March Madness, and he has the trapezoid of excellence, right? And he's predicted it and used this method to predict a lot of the past champions. Duke, Auburn, Florida, Gonzaga are obviously in that mix. Houston, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Maryland, but obviously Houston, Maryland didn't rank in that top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. It just bothers me that Tennessee is not top 15 even in offensive rating. So we're going to knock them out. I don't think they have the offense to win the national championship. It depends on certain matchups for them. And even UCLA in round 2, if UCLA gets by Utah State, would be a tough matchup because UCLA plays defense. We'll get Gonzaga out of there because no team has ever won the national championship only with 2 automatic bids from their conference, St. Mary's and Gonzaga. So obviously that could change, but we'll kick them out. So that leaves only 3 teams that can win the national championship: Auburn, Duke, and Florida. So which one will win? As for Duke, we got to see if Cooper Flag's going to be fully healthy. That's a big part of it. They can get to the Sweet 16 without Cooper Flag, but they need him to win a national championship. I still think they make the national championship game since Tennessee is on that side of the bracket, and I think Tennessee will get knocked out earlier than the Final Four. So if they play Gonzaga, per se, or Houston, I do like Duke in that matchup, assuming they have Cooper Flag, of course. If we look at the other side of the bracket, Florida would inevitably play Auburn in the Final Four, and they already beat Auburn 90-81. And Florida versus Auburn would be the inevitable Final Four on the other side of the bracket, and I'm taking Florida all the way. Sure, Auburn has more quad 1 wins with 16 versus Florida's 11, but Walter Clayton's playing better than Janai Broome right now. They have just as much experience, or close to just as much experience as Auburn, and they have the number 1 offensive rating and a better defensive rating than Auburn. Both are better than Auburn, so they're a better basketball team. At this point, I have to take Florida to beat Duke in the national championship game. Florida will be your NCAA 2025 tournament champions. You guys agree? Who would you choose to win the national championship? And do you have any sleepers this tournament? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Follow me for more March Madness content like this.